guys, it's Cash Kicks here for this video. Today, I have a pretty cool video. It's kind of a new series I'm going to be doing. It's not like a set date or anything, but I'll be making these videos every like 1 or 2 weeks kind of thing. If you guys like it, obviously. If you comment down below if you guys like this, and I think it'll be really helpful and really interesting for some of you guys, because I know there's a lot of people who are like trying to start becoming resellers and who need help and like information and stuff like that. Because I get so many DMs on Instagram being like, hey, can you help me, give me any tips for reselling, what do you think about this, is this good, like stuff like that. So basically, if you know, I'm a reseller. I'm pretty successful. I don't make like millions and millions of dollars, but I make quite a bit for being 14. And I've sold tons of shoes. Yeah, like I said, I like to think of myself as successful. I've made a lot of money doing it, but like I said, there's always someone else more successful than you who you're trying to catch up with or whatever. Because I know there's people who make millions and millions of dollars, and there's stores that make millions and millions of dollars, and I obviously don't make millions and millions of dollars, but I make thousands and thousands, which I think is pretty decent for being 14. So yeah, basically each of these videos will have a little theme, and it's telling you, and I'll basically be telling you kind of not what you should do and what you shouldn't, but what you should try to like accomplish. I don't even know how to explain it, but like just little tips and stuff, because I know that's what a lot of you guys are after, and I know a ton of people are starting it and starting reselling and stuff like that. I'll tell you guys the best places to sell. I'll tell you guys information like plugs and stuff like that. I'll tell you guys how to win raffles. I will tell you guys how to get shoes for retail, how to legit check shoes, stuff like that. So just all different stuff. So comment down below what episode or what theme, I guess, of the next episode you want to see. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. And obviously, if you don't like if you just don't like the idea of the series in general, just comment down below you don't like it. And I probably, if a lot of you guys do that, I won't make another one. So yeah, I'm always open to your guys' feedback. But let's get started. Okay, so I had a few different like things I could have done for this video, but I figured I'd probably do this one just because this topic is the most asked about and most like needed answer, I guess. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but basically, for me, how I make a lot of my money is I get shoes for retail, I enter raffles, and I win raffles, and I pick them up, and then I sell them, obviously. So there's lots of kind of things to go in depth with this, but basically, how I make a lot of money, it really works, it's really nice, it's really good, is you just enter raffles, you call, it's hard work, it's not hard work, but it's work, and I know a lot of people don't have time or don't want to do this, and so that's why a lot of you guys are just not making that much money, is because you guys aren't willing to like put in like the footwork and putting in like the extra time and extra like research and stuff like that to make a lot of money. Basically, yeah, the best ways from my experience, sorry for this glare, by the way, it's like all over my arm. I'm clicking more off-white or something with the stripes, but yeah, basically from my experience, the best way is to do it from with raffles, like local raffles. Go to call all your Shoe Palaces, all your Foot Lockers, all your Jimmy Jazzes, all your Foot Actions, all your Champs, all that stuff. And for like more like wider releases, like the Bread Toad's a perfect example. A lot of stores got them, and after a while you kind of figure out which stores get releases and which stores don't. And I have in my area, I know these 3 stores at this mall get like the bigger releases, and these 3 stores at this mall get the bigger releases, and this store over here gets like a Yeezy release, and this store over here gets like Yeezy releases, and this store gets like Jordan releases. I know like that stuff just because from experience, right? So before releases, about a week in advance, let's say there's a release on Saturday, I would call Monday and just call every store and ask if they're doing a raffle, if they're first come first serve, whatever. And you just have to ask. You have to call a lot of places and ask a lot of questions, and then you make a list. I have notes on my phone, and I have these like super long notes of just lists of all the stores, and I have this store, no, this store, not getting them, this store, not getting them, this store, not getting them, this store, raffle on Tuesday and Wednesday from open to close, and like stuff like that. This store, raffle Tuesday morning from 8 to 10. And then this store, first come, first serve, and you should make a list, and you have all these lists, right? And so this is the part that gets a little tricky. So after you do that, and after you make all your calls, and also there are apps, and the apps are amazing. I will make a different video about that, but there are apps like the Foot Locker, Champs, and Foot Action apps, and they are very useful. That's like my main way of getting it, just like inside of raffles, because there's raffles, and there's the app raffles, and the app raffles are like the best way in my opinion, but that's kind of a more in-depth topic to talk about in the next video if you guys want to see that. But just raffles in general, after you make your list, let's say there's a Shoe Palace near you, and the raffle is open on Tuesday from 8 to 12. Basically, this gets a little tricky if you're in school, and I understand that not everyone can do this, but my dad understands like the shoe game and like the resale market and everything like that, and he understands kind of like the whole like sneaker thing. He gets it, and he understands it's very profitable and how it works and which kind of stuff to do. So basically, yeah, he's super nice. My dad is like amazing for doing this, and but basically, whenever there's a release, he'll go out and he will enter. If I'm in school, he'll go out, because I obviously can't drive, I'm 14, so he'll drive me, or if I'm in school, he'll go and enter the raffles. It's not that long, like, unless the car ride's long, but you just go and you fill out your name, and yeah, so he'll enter for me, and I understand that not all of you guys can do that, but there are, not all the raffles are like just in store, like there are a lot of app raffles, like I said, so this isn't, if your parents don't like want to do that, or if you don't have an older sibling or something that can't do that, don't worry, like you guys can just do the app raffles, and there are online raffles too, but you have better chances with the in-store. And so I would ask your parents, or if you can drive, obviously just go do it yourself, but yeah, I would try to go and enter all the raffles you can. And so yeah, once I'm entered into all the raffles I can, some of them obviously just don't work out. Sometimes you're busy with a raffle, like when a raffle's like open or whatever, and so sometimes you just obviously can't do it, but I try to ask my dad to enter all the ones, or I enter if I can, all the ones, and I try to go with him, because sometimes you can enter 2 times, like so he'll enter and I'll enter, I'll put my phone number and his phone number, and so you can enter like double if you go with other people, so I also recommend that. But basically, after you enter all the raffles, all you have to do is just, most of the time they call you, and if you miss your call, you don't get the shoe. So, well, yeah, so let me make that more clear. So basically, they have a set date and when they pick the winners, right? So they go through the box or whatever, and they pick out the card, they pick out the ticket, and they'll be like, okay, it has your name on it, it has your phone number, so they'll call you. And if you don't pick up, and like, so that means you won, right? That means you come into the store on Saturday and pick up your shoe for retail. But if you don't answer, they don't call again, like, you're toast. Like, you don't get a second chance, like, you just lost that shoe. So you have to be by your phone, like, constantly, like, just waiting for calls and being super, like cautious, and have your ringer all the way up and stuff like that. So yeah, you have to be really watchful and really careful you don't miss any calls. And yeah, basically after all the raffles end, you go to the stores and you pick up your shoes, and it actually can take a while on Saturday morning to go pick up your shoes. Like for the bread toe release, my dad and I were out for, I want to say, like, we left at, I think 7, yeah, I think we left about 7, and we were out until probably 10 or 11, so a good 3 or 4 hours. And you kind of have to plan it, because I know some stores, well, so some stores have different rules of when. So like, let's say you win at a Jimmy Jazz, right? And the Jimmy Jazz, you can come pick up your pair that you won from 10 to 12. Well, maybe there's a shoe palace kind of farther away that you have to pick up your pair between 9 and 10. You have to kind of like plan it out and see like when you're going, where, and then if you come back, or just kind of like make a route and plan out the times and how long you're gonna spend there and how long the drive takes and everything. And it's kind of a little complicated, but it's not that hard to figure out. And if you can master that, like if you can master the arts of raffles, like it's really good. Like you make a lot of money. So I got 6 pairs of bread toes just from raffles. I didn't get any like when they dropped on Foot Locker, sneakers, anything like that. I didn't get any pairs online. All just straight through raffles. And like you guys saw, I got 6 pairs and I sold them like an hour later. And I'll have another video on where to sell your shoes. Yeah, it was really, really great, and that's what I did at the Royals. And also, if there's a first come first serve, that's basically a camp out. You just go the night before, and you camp out overnight, or go really early in the morning. You go camp out and stuff like that, and you have to like make sure that you get your pair, obviously. So you have to go early enough to where you're one of the first in line. So there's a whole bunch of different ways of locally getting shoes, and honestly, that's the best way, I think. Just because you can get a lot of pairs. Like if you're going online, you can only go for like on one site for one size, for one shoe. If you're going in raffles, you can go for the same shoe in the same size or all different sizes. I usually get mine 8. I usually get mine like 8, 8.5, 9. But yeah, I know people get like 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10, 10.5, and get a full size run. And you can do that too. But if you're just going online, you literally can just get one size of one shoe on one site. But if you're doing raffles, you can get a pair at Jimmy Jazz, Shoe Palace, Foot Locker, Champs, Foot Action, all these places, and you can get a bunch of different pairs and then sell them and make like 6 times the money. And so it's really, really helpful to do the raffle thing. Obviously, like I said, not all people can, but you can enter a couple raffles, and obviously the app ones. So stay tuned for the video about the apps, because I feel like that's the most useful one. That's the most useful way to win the raffles, because there are ways you can actually like get advantages. And also just like making connections. That'll be a whole other video. There are so many things I can go into, and I know you guys really, really have a lot of questions about reselling, and there's so many like things I can go into for you guys, and they'll all be new videos. I know I'm saying that'll be a video, that'll be a video, that'll be a video, but there will be so many good videos for you guys, and I think it'll be really, really helpful for you guys. But yeah, I think that's about for the raffle video. If you have any more questions about raffles, comment down below and I'll try to answer. I almost always answer any questions you guys have in the comments. And yeah, almost always, like I don't think of any questions besides like hate comments that I don't answer. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.